大家好. Today I will talk about the Chinese marriage. It's now the 6th episode and it will be divided into 4 parts. The first part will be about the procedures of wedding. It means the consultation at the fortune tellers, and the praying part at the Yuelao temple in ancient time, and then come the 2 procedures of wedding, which is at the official government and then at the reception. I will talk about the invitation letters and also the different dresses worn by the bride. In the second part, I will talk about the marriage in society, which includes the rate of divorce, the leftover woman, and the pressure from the parents, the arranged marriage, and the adultery. In the third part, I will talk about the gender inequality and its consequence. I will finish it with the interracial marriage. Alright, first part, the procedures of wedding. We have to know that in ancient time, the new married had for habit to go to Yuelao temple. Yuelao is the god of matchmaking, and they were praying side by side with the god of Yuelao, and they were praying with a red rope tied on their feet. And they were hoping to have a good marriage for the future, a good match, so that their character can suit each other's. But nowadays they don't go to Yuelao temple anymore, but they used to consult a fortune teller to know if they are a good match or not. And the fortune teller take informations from the bride and the groom, which are the date of birth, the place, and the names, and also the zodiac, which relates on the character and who they are made for. And sometimes they can listen to the fortune teller, or if the fortune teller say to them they are not made for each other, they can just listen to their heart, and they will decide by their own in the future. Alright, after the consultation of the fortune teller, the new married used to go to the official government to take pictures of themselves. So they are wearing a white shirt to seem more official in front of a red wall, because red is the luck. And they take this picture to paste it on the red certificates, where they write their name, their surname, and the names of their partner. They sign up and they put a stamp, and they declare that they are officially married. Alright, and then comes the invitations letter for the wedding at the reception. For the invitation letters, the new married will wear a different costume. For example, the bride wear the qibao. The qibao is the wedding dress worn by the bride from the 17th century, and the groom wear a suitable costume. And their stand is to paste it on the invitation letters, where the invitation is written in gold for the wealth, and there is a stamp on it and some drawings, and the stamp and the drawings have the symbol of the shuangxi, which means double happiness. Shuang is the pair, xi is like 喜欢, like happiness. So 双喜, it's what we wish for the new married. Then they send it to the guests, which are their friends, their family. And once the guests come to the marriage, they are waiting for the new married, who come by car. And the bride is wearing the white gown in the Western style, and the groom is wearing a suitable costume, and they are coming by car, and they are walking on the red carpet in front of the guests, who are worshipping the beauty of the bride and the groom. And then they enter in the reception, the guests are following the bride and the groom, and the reception are divided in different rooms. Firstly, there is a huge space for restoration where they will eat. And in that space, in that big room, there are different tables where the guests are sitting, and the guest who has the closest relationship, which means from the same close family or who are friends, they are sitting at the same table. And at the majority of the wedding, at the reception, the bride is wearing the white gown. But she can change also of gown, of dress, to feel more comfortable, for example, for dancing and so on. And the guests don't forget to give to the new married hongbao, a red envelope containing money to help them for the future, because the bride and the groom afforded the reception with the help of their both parents. But it's recommended to not offer an amount of money containing the number 4, because 4 in Chinese is 4. 4 is the death. But it's recommended to offer an amount of money containing the number 8. 8 is 八. It sounds like 发财, the prosperity. And it's a way to wish them good luck. For example, they can offer to them 800 yuan. It's a very good amount, and the bride and the groom would appreciate that. And also, I will talk about the decorations. There are flowers to wish them happy. There is red. There is also sometimes at the huge table where they take the buffet from, there is the Yuelao God, the Yuelao statue, with the character Shuangxi. Also at the reception, in the bedroom, because there are for those people who sleep over at the reception, especially for the new married, the bedroom has the character Shuangxi to wish them happiness. So Shuangxi is pretty recurring at the wedding. Alright, and also the bride is wearing another dress for saying goodbye to their guest. So in total, the bride is wearing 3 or 4 dresses. So it depends if the bride has more money to afford them. Also, the new married in China used to go for honeymoon after the wedding at the reception. Now we will talk about the second part, which is marriage in society. We have to know that we can divorce in China since the 80s. Although it's a very long procedure, we are allowed to get the divorce from this state. And it's still difficult because the family has more importance than in Western world, but it's allowed to get the divorce. But there is a very high pressure from the parents, especially on women, because if the woman is 30, she is not marriable because she's not attractive anymore because she's getting old, and we call them the 剩女, leftover woman. There is a book that I suggest you to read, is Leftover Woman, The Resurgence of Gender Inequality in China, written by Leta Hong Fincher. It is written down. So it's relating the feelings of a woman who is over 30 and who didn't find love because of her age, because also she had other ambitions, or maybe it was her destiny, and she is saying her feelings. So it's a recommended book that I wrote down. So there's a high pressure from the society and especially from the parents, and that's why there are some arranged marriage caused by the parents who sometimes have relationship with other parents in business. They do partnership and they are enjoying that their both respective children are single, to marry them together to strengthen the business, the relationship of business, so that they can grow together in terms of business. And this is their notion, this is their mindset of marriage. When we get married, it's for doing something, it's for having the same ambition, it's for doing business together. So this is their meaning of marriage. And as everywhere in the world, there is adultery, and there are funny ways to show adultery. It's the fact that the wife is preparing at the morning before the husband go for work green hats, and the husband is supposed to wear the green hat at work in front of everyone to show to everyone that he is cheated on. And this is like in the Western world, we used to say, oh, he put or she put some horns on me. This is the expression of being cheated on. Also, as marriage is related to business and money, the Chinese sons are raised up by their parents with the idea that they are supposed to find out the woman, the wife, who will manage the money that they earn. Because the Chinese sons are supposed to go out to get money, to work hard, and to bring the money at home, while the wife is managing the money earned by the husband, and she says we can spend that money on this part or for those purchases. So it's really important that the husband is honest with his wife about money. He has to tell her everything about the business he is doing. And there is an expression, I don't remember well how to say in Chinese, but if you tell to a Chinese wife your husband is doing business behind your back, that means that he's cheating on you, or because actually he's earning money, he's getting some other money that you don't know, and maybe he's spending that money with other girls that he might have met, and she doesn't know. But if an unknown woman or friend would say that to the Chinese wife, it would be a sign of provocation, because that's not her business. That's not a friend or unknown girl's business to tell her this kind of thing. But if a sister or someone from the same family is telling her that he's saying to the Chinese wife that her husband is doing business behind her back, that would mean that she's worried about her, because she would be worried that her sister is being cheated on. So that's why making business is also an affair, a thing. A business of marriage. Being married together means doing business together. Alright, now I will talk about the gender inequality. We have to know then that a long time ago there were infant mortalities because we would prefer a son to a daughter, especially in the countryside, because a son can give a son can keep the family name, the inheritance of the family. Also, the son house the parents, because the son is supposed, when he's going to work and the parents are finished to work, he is supposed to keep the parents in his house with his wife. So the parents are relying on the son for the future. The parents are breeding up their son so that he has ambitions and he earns money as much as he can. So he has a lot of pressure on his shoulder, and the son is preferred to a daughter because the son is the one we are relying on for the future. But the daughter, she will live in the same house as his husband, and the son is more important. But nowadays it's forbidden to know the sex of the baby in the mainland of China, but it's allowed in Hong Kong, to know the sex of the baby. So if a Chinese couple want to know the sex of the baby, they have to go to Hong Kong. But here we are in the result of an accession of men. There are too many men for very few women, and out of 1.4 billion of people in China, there are 40 million of men. That means 1 out of 5 of men are single. And in the countryside, the single men who didn't find out any wife are called the guanggun, which means a lightened stick. A stick who is lightened cannot grow any fruits, so the single man cannot grow any family. This is how we call him. And because of this accession of men over women, there is harassment at school because a lot of men are fighting for the same girl. For example, 3 or 4 men are fighting for one cute girl. They try to impress her by earning a lot of money or by being strong, by their talents, and so on. So yes, that's a problem, and we even also miss female qualities at work, especially in electronic factories, because we need minutious skills, we need discipline, we need a way of thinking which is missing in that working area. So we found out with demographic imbalance. But there is a solution for that problem. It's the factories building dolls. They are building dolls of the same height and the same morphology as a woman, so that single men can buy them and make them as their wife. They will take care of that doll, and they will nourish her, they will make her lay down on the bed, but they will feel less lonely. Also, because of this, because of the accession of single men in China, some men are trying to get a foreign wife. So now we are in the fourth part, interracial marriage. There are some agencies who are training single Chinese men to be the perfect husband, and they are sending them to Poland or to Russia or to other countries where there is an accession of single women, so that we can feel the loneliness of each other's. And this is a way of opening to the rest of the world by the interracial marriage. Also, some Chinese single men try to get a wife in Thailand, in Philippines, where the economy is pretty poor, because some Filipino women need a rich husband. Also in Thailand, they wish to have a rich husband, and there's an accession of a single woman. And also from the Chinese woman's part, there is a wish to get married to expat, because Chinese women like foreigners, because they wish to travel, they want to talk in English. they are in willingness to learn new culture, and also sometimes they can feel happier with foreign men. We have to know that in China they don't have the same perception of love and relationship between men and women than in the Western world, because they don't have Adams and Eve, but one woman, which is Nuha. Nuha was the first being born on earth, and she suddenly stroked on a stone, and by this incident she could give birth to several kids who could reproduce each others, and this is how the population were made. So the woman is expected to give birth, to engender the son, the descendants, and but not being necessarily happy with a man. The man actually has to make sure that his girlfriend or his wife is in good health. So the husband, the boyfriend in China, try to satisfy her needs in terms of food, in terms of material, and for the proposal, actually, the future wife is asking the two main questions to the future husband: 你有房子吗? 你有衣粮吃吗? Do you have a house? Do you have a car? And if the guy doesn't have them both, he is rejected. So the man has to have the material needs to satisfy the girl in China, so that the girl can give birth, can give inheritance. All right, and this is their way of relationship between men and women. The man has to materially satisfy the woman. And sometimes they are happier, or they want to try something new with a foreign man, because the foreign men teach her how to build a relationship with between men and women, and maybe they are satisfied, maybe they are not. But here is the case. But the Chinese parents are happier when their Chinese son will get married to a foreign girl than the reverse. Because if a Chinese daughter get married to a foreign man, she is supposed to follow the foreign man to his country, which means that they would lose a girl. But if the Chinese man would marry a foreign woman, the foreign woman is supposed to stay in the Chinese family, and have a mixed baby. So they will be really happy, because the foreign wife would bring an overview of another culture, and that's a satisfaction for the Chinese parents. Also, as in the case of the reverse, the foreign husband would bring a satisfaction, would bring another view also of the rest of the world to the Chinese parents. But it's a different conception. And also another reason to have an interracial couple is to have a mixed baby, because mixed babies are sometimes they have stronger genetics, and they are more solid to survive in this world. When I was in China, I saw very cute mixed babies, half black, half Chinese, and they were super cute, and they could learn Chinese faster, and also the language of their foreign parents is just a bonus to have an interracial couple. But the foreign partner, he's not supposed to work in China once he got married, because the green card, the card of being married, doesn't allow her or him to work, but they can find another way to do business by their own, by negotiating with the official government. or they move out. The couple move out to the country of the foreigner, and they settle down, and they can work. From both parts, and this is how they can find happiness in their couple. But interracial marriage actually shows that China is more and more open to the rest of the world. Chinese people are very open or very happy to have foreign friends, and to have a foreign boyfriend or girlfriend. They are even happier because they are changing of status, because when they have a foreign friend or a foreign partner, they are showing to the society that that Chinese person is international. He is smarter because he can speak English, and so people are looking them in a very high position. And so that's why Chinese people are very happy to invite foreigners and have a close relationship with foreigners. And so for the next week I will talk about China and the rest of the world, the economic relationship that China has with the rest of the world, and how expats are perceived in China. I hope you like the episode of Chinese marriage. If you want to add anything else, you can write it down as a comment. And if you like it, you can put a like and comment it. Alright, I wish you a good day. So see you next week. 再见。